The recent 25% tariff on Canadian imports and a 10% tariff on energy exports have sparked immediate backlash among American businesses, particularly in manufacturing and agriculture. As a result, consumers are facing increased costs. In response, Canada's strategic retaliatory tariffs target essential U.S. products, aiming to pressure American lawmakers to reconsider their trade policies. This retaliation could have direct implications for industries in Republican strongholds. Moreover, the alliance between Canada and the EU against U.S. tariffs has ignited a global trade conflict, heightening the risk of widespread economic repercussions. This scenario underscores the interconnectedness of global supply chains. American farmers are encountering severe challenges due to restricted access to Canadian markets, resulting in lost revenue and mounting financial pressure amid the ongoing trade war. Additionally, retailers that rely on imported goods have increased prices, directly impacting American consumers already grappling with inflation and rising living costs. The auto industry finds itself particularly vulnerable, facing heightened production costs due to tariffs on Canadian imports, which could lead to potential job losses and economic instability. As a consequence of these tariffs, automakers may be compelled to either raise vehicle prices or seek alternative suppliers, which could further exacerbate the financial burden on consumers. In light of these challenges, Canada is responding to U.S. tariffs by strengthening trade ties with the EU, potentially reshaping the landscape of automotive manufacturing and trade relations. Furthermore, the comprehensive economic and trade agreement between Canada and the EU eliminates tariffs, facilitating easier and cheaper trade, which stands to benefit Canadian manufacturers. By diversifying its economic partnerships, Canada is mitigating risks of economic retaliation from the U.S., thereby strengthening its position in global trade negotiations, a crucial factor for long-term stability. Additionally, the EU's aggressive investment in Canada's mineral sector underscores the importance of critical minerals in the transition toward green energy, positioning Canada as a vital supplier for Europe. Meanwhile, Mexico's potential trade realignment towards the EU could establish a new trade bloc, challenging U.S. dominance and potentially disrupting American industries reliant on cross-border manufacturing. The American auto industry faces particular risk as it heavily depends on Canadian and Mexican parts for production. A shift towards Europe could significantly inflate costs. Moreover, U.S. agriculture could suffer greatly, as Canada and Mexico are significant buyers of American agricultural products. A pivot to European supply chains may result in substantial losses for U.S. farmers. Labor unions and manufacturing leaders are expressing concerns over the potential for economic downturns. Without significant policy changes, the U.S. risks permanently losing its dominant economic status in North America. Historically, the Smoot-Hawley Tariff Act raised tariffs on over 20,000 goods with the intention of protecting American jobs, yet it ultimately triggered a global trade war. This policy is now regarded as a major failure. Similarly, the 2018 U.S.-China trade war aimed to reduce the trade deficit but inadvertently harmed American farmers and led to a marked decline in agricultural exports, illustrating the persistent issues surrounding protectionism. Lastly, countries like Canada and the EU are diversifying trade away from the U.S., mirroring historical retaliatory actions from China. This shift could fundamentally alter global trade dynamics in a manner detrimental to the U.S.